up a little beater, 800 bucks. No, F-150. Got about 45 minutes to get home. It's pretty clean under the hood. It's a 4.2 V6. The motor's really clean. We normally see these things caked up with oil everywhere. AC blows ice cold. Everything's good. It's just got a horrible rod knock, and the ballast got ripped off. Said he hit a dog like a week before he stopped driving it. Did a little damage to the front there. I ain't really worried about that. It'll fire right up though. I'll let y'all guys hear it. It's hating life though. I think one of the connecting rods has already let go. No lights on the dash, but check engine light, and I couldn't imagine why. I guess this radio works. Yeah, she's loving it. Went to the store and got, this was on sale, 1540 diesel oil, so I put 6 quarts of that in this motor. It was bone dry, so I'm not sure if they ran it out of oil and that's what caused the issues, or I don't know. I don't know. It might have a hole in the block somewhere. It might be why it has no oil in it, because when it starts running, it starts kind of spraying it. So, but yeah, we're gonna find a new motor for this thing. All right, guys, chilling at Buc-ee's. If you look in the bed, you'll see. You probably can't see, but there's an engine back there for the Ford. Finally found one. It was 4 hours away in Florida, and it is currently 4 o'clock in the morning. I left my house at like 3 o'clock p.m. Now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We've been driving for about 6 hours. 6 or 6.5. And yeah, we're just gonna take a little nap at old Buc-ee's, and then we make it home, see about putting that motor in. And the reason this is so late is because we had to pull the motor out of the truck once we got there. It was like 4 hours one way. And then we've drove 2 hours back in the right direction. But it took us a long time to pull the motor because it was dark. All right, guys, it's the next day. It's pretty cold outside for down here in North Florida, South Georgia. But this is the motor that we got. We're about to get it out of the truck. Seems pretty solid. It ran good. Don't look like it was leaking too much oil. Looks like it was only leaking from the top of the intake. The rear main seemed like it's good, but I might reseal the whole motor. I'm at least gonna put a rear main in just because. Why not? You must be ignorant to on any motor not to put a rear main if you got it out of the vehicle. But yeah, so we're gonna pull the tray picker out and get this motor out of here. We're also gonna see if we can try to get a tire for the truck today. Guys, I popped the clutch off and the flex plate because I want to check the rear main. That's impressively dry. You can tell someone has changed it at some point, which the guy did say he thought it had been went through not too long ago. The only place I see it's leaking bad is like from the intake up in here, which I probably take the intake off, reseal that, because these are prone to have problems with the intake on these motors. But yeah, it ain't too bad. You can tell somebody did some, like they probably did the freeze plugs, because the ones on the side look way worse than that. So, but I'm still thinking about resealing it. Go ahead and put another rear main in it and redo the intake gaskets. The heads I'll probably leave alone. Ignore that sound if you can. This truck drives just as smooth as you could ask for. AC works amazing. It's too cold to be using it now. Let's see if the heat works. The knock went away. Oh yeah, we got heat. Good deal. What surprised me is the motor still makes spec oil pressure. We're just taking it for a little spin. The steering feels great. 3/4 tank of gas. Good battery, good radio. Should be a great little slider. Alright guys, this is the older model of the 10th gen V6, the 4.2. So it's got a metal intake. We'll have to swap my intake, my plastic one, but the lower manifold should be the same. Worst case scenario, to swap the heads. I don't really care. I know my heads are good, so it's not a big deal. So I got to order the seal kit and which again, someone's already changed, but I'll throw a rear main in here. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the head gaskets and stuff in case I have to change the head. But I had intentions on, I was gonna do the manifold and intake gaskets anyway, just because they're problematic on these. So, you know, it'd take me, it's no big deal at all. It's no inconvenience really. So really what I gotta do is wait for the seals to come so I can put the new motor in, but I can go start pulling the ones in there. But first, I really wanna clean those wheels. That's like eating me up. So, and that's the new tire that we got. Got a truck over here. We got the motor almost under the building. I'm gonna pop the intake off and then start dismantling this thing, get it prepped. Been working on this thing for like an hour probably, and got a lot of the accessories off, pulled the intake off because I had to make sure to work, and I want to swap my heads. And pretty much all we gotta do is get the exhaust and the bell housing bolts out, and then we can start pulling the motor out. I ain't really in no rush. I just had to pull the intake off to make sure I had to change the heads. All right guys, what we got going on is this motor needs the torque converter bolts taken out, the bell housing bolts taken out, and the exhaust taken apart, and then pop the bolts out of the motor mount. Super easy on these particular Fords. It's just a bolt. The nuts like welded into the mount. But this is the engine that's ready to go in. I already told you I had to swap the intake, which, I mean, 10 minutes of work. So the seals just got here. But I need to pressure wash this intake. The only difference between the older style and this one is it's got a third hose coming off like the thermostat housing. So we're gonna use the old one anyway, and then our new, the upper. That's the main difference. That's the lower intake. That's the only difference. And the uppers, of course, completely different from the metal and the plastic. So we're gonna get this pressure washed and got that grease and gunk off there. Currently what we're working with, we got the motor up. The transmission is let go, and I have a strap. I kept the jack under the transmission until it let go, and then because I have to slide the truck back, I put a strap on the tranny to hold it because this thing isn't moving in the dirt. So I'm gonna take and pull the truck backwards as I jack up. I'm here alone, so I'm just have to go slow, be careful. And as soon as I get the motor out, we're going to work on a client's truck over there. Amazon just delivered the alternator. I'm changing on it. And then we'll get back to this. Got the motor out. Pulled the truck back with the motor out, worked fine. One thing that messed up is I knocked a hole in the condenser. That's what you hear. Oh well. There's one more thing I have to do, and you can see down there how that strap's holding the tranny up. The motor got drippy rear main. It's probably how it lost all its oil and blew up because they weren't checking it. There's a new motor. I put the flex plate on. Also, this bolt had broke off, so I swapped it out. It's really just a stud. And the temperature sensor, both of them got broke. No big deal. So I had to buy one of those, like 10 bucks. And I think that's it. I also swapped out this pulley. The bearing was bad in it, so we took the old one off, put it on there. We're going with the newer alternator. I'm also some of the fuel injectors came out of here, so I'm just gonna get the nicest looking ones because I have both fuel rails and swap them in there. This is what we're looking at. I got the condenser out. I think I priced the thing $60 for a new one. And then the tranny's still holding tight by that ratchet strap. So that's where we're at today. All right guys, over here with the motor put in the truck. Got a new temp sensor because it got broke. Really awkward, super long temperature sensor at the back of the cylinder head. That was the last thing I had to do, so I put this motor back in because you cannot get to that sensor with it in the truck very easily at all, and the motor's sitting out here on the dirt, so why not? We got the motor sat down on a mower. That's how I'm gonna move it because we need it out of the way and don't really have time to be trying to move it with the cherry picker and then pull it off of something, sit it back down. This big dog pushed the truck up for me while I made sure it was straddling the wheels. Strap's still holding the tranny. I got everything out of the way. I think we're good to go ahead and drop this thing in. Also, I put the exhaust back on, the manifolds and the new gaskets. Silver, you see. That's our new sensor there. It's trying to break it off, put it in. All right, guys, these 4.2s fit in these trucks insanely tight. When we pulled this motor out, we cut the core support out and the grill and everything, front clip was gone. So, but if you see, we're sitting, our mop bouncer is on there, and you see back here, we're touching the firewall. Again, that's how I messed up my compressor. It's tight, but it will go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this sensor. I think this is a NOx sensor. I'm not really sure on this Ford. And I'm gonna pop the butterfly motor back off so we can get the motor to come back down. I was just gonna mention that it'd be easier to get in with it. It's a little bit aggravating putting those back on with the motor in, but I'm gonna try to get them up, put them back on while it's still on the hoist, but as soon as it gets under the cowl. All right, guys, over here with the Ford, and it's got that covering the intake just so nothing falls in there, hopefully. We've got the engine in, the motor mount bolts are in, the torque converter nuts are on the studs, the transmission is paired up, everything is done. Just resealed our intake, front, throttle body, and all the lower intake seals. Changed them out. Cold start if it starts. Guys, I hate Ford, and I've hated this truck so far because it's been a pain, but gosh, this thing drives so easy. I mean, it just floats around. Little two-wheel drive coil spring truck. Exhaust leak is fixed. All right. I've been messing with black single cabs recently. This is the work truck that went and got the motor for the Ford. This will be a little walk around to wrap this video out. Pretty solid little truck. I'm gonna throw it up on Marketplace. It's dirty right now, but the interior's, the dash isn't cracked, the seat is fine. The only problem with the interior is the little rip on that side of the driver's seat. Radio sounds good, speakers sound good, radio works well. I mean, the paint ain't too bad. I don't think there's anything, there's some scratches, but there's no dents on this side. The balance, the guy said before he ran the motor dry about a week before, he hit a dog, and it put a dent in the fender right here, and it ripped the valves off. You can buy a brand new valve for about 50 bucks. There's just not one that'll come fast. I think I'm just gonna throw it up without that because I don't want to wait a week for that. But there's no dents on this side. The bed's clean. It's not rusty. It's full of junk. It's got typical scratches, but it's not rusted out or anything like that. The AC and the heat work. I busted a hole in the condenser. I think I already mentioned that in the video. So I have to charge the Freon again. But the AC worked fine before that, and I ain't messed anything else up. So, but yeah, besides that, interior is real nice. It's dirty. I mean, it's very dirty. It's just been having tools in and out of it. The wheels cleaned up pretty nice. Got good tires on it. I think that's going to wrap this one up. This one is definitely going for sale because I don't need it for anything. I guess I will show you under the hood one last time. Got that old 4.2 in there. I'm impressed by the power. You just seen the burnout. And the thing is pretty quick truck. It must be a pretty light truck. I'll see if I can bump the key for you. And it runs steel. Doesn't smoke. I got to change the oil, fill the Freon up. I think that's it. And then she'll be ready to go. So I think total price in it, once I change the oil, it's gonna be $50. And probably $50 in Freon, because they're like $14 a can. And I'll probably just buy some extra. So we'll just say $100. We'll say with the condenser that I didn't have to break, that was $80. And I just went up this morning and bought a Ford, one of the heater hose connectors. It's the same for Ford and Chevy. It's just opposite of which end of the hose you're putting it on. It was like $16.99, something like that. I'm trying to think. I don't think I got the motor was $400. I had to drive 400 miles to get it. So actually I think it was like 650 miles. But I think I got $1,600 into it. So it's a great little slider for $1,600. I'm going to continue to tinker with it. Might accidentally put a front Vallis on. I like them headlights. I mean, I probably would never have went on my way to find those, but I do like them on here. Looks better than something that's all faded and orange. It would be cool to put some smoke tail lights on this truck, kind of like this one it's got going on. And I would love to get that back down some. That looks terrible with that rake. You can buy some shackles for about $60. Is that gonna help me sell the truck? Probably not. So just extend that shackle, bring that leaf spring further up. It'd be sitting right. If it was 4-wheel drive, I'd go up in the front, but it's 2-wheel drive, so we're gonna go down the back, and it says sport on the side, so you know it's all quick and everything. It's got 4-wheel disc brakes. That's the only thing you get for sport. That, and the guy I used to work with had this exact same truck, and his seats were, this is like a more like a synthetic. I don't even know what you would call this. His seats were cloth, but besides that, I don't think that's anything different about the truck. You might have like a better performance intake on it or something, but the intake looks the same as the one he had. So yeah, I mean, I might accidentally do a couple of things to it, but I'm pretty much done with it. I mean, somebody come and bought it today, they would take it like it is. But if I do keep it for a while, again, I might. I like those wheels. I ain't gonna change the wheels. If I was gonna lift it any, I would probably throw it on a setup and sell the truck without the wheels. But I didn't got time for that. So I might, I don't know, put some tail lights on it, drop the back some, put a balance on it. Oh, one more thing. If I did keep it, or for some reason I ended up driving it for a little while, I'd get some tint. Black trucks look so good with tint. I'd get probably, I don't know, black truck, you gotta get the full shield done. 5 on the side. But yeah, get rid of the fishbowl. I'd definitely do some tint, I'd get all 4 windows done with something. Probably 30 on the front, 5 on the sides. Something a little light in the back. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe so you can keep motivating me to keep doing stuff like this. I definitely will not go out of my way to do another motor shop on a Ford, because this truck was, it just seemed like it was fighting me every way. It just seemed like everything was difficult. I'm not gonna go out of my way. If a buddy has one, I'll do it. But I really if I'm helping a friend out, I'll motor swap another Ford or Dodge. But I'm just gonna stick to Chevy if I'm going out of my way to buy something to motor or tranny swap. I hate working on stuff that I don't know everything about. All right, guys, I'm starving, so that's gonna wrap it up. Man, I'd love to get that back down some, but we'll see. We will see. Typical Ford driver right here. That's about what it'd look like if we lowered the back.